Super Paper Mario is definitely my favorite Paper Mario game. There's just so much to love about it. The characters, the story, the music, the different worlds. It's all just so great, so I decided to rank it today. All 32 chapters. And this is in celebration of today. This game is turning 14 years old since it was released on April 9th, 2007. So here we go. Number 32 is Chapter 7-1, Subterranean Vacation. Basically, after you save Loveby and bring her back to JD, what happens is, Loveby has to go back to the Over There with Granby, and so you pretty much just have to go travel through normally through the underwear and get to JD's palace, and then that's it. That's like the whole chapter. It really isn't that long. It's nothing that special. 31 is Chapter 7-3, The Forbidden Apple. But to me, it's a lot like backtracking this level. That's just the whole thing. I mean, you're just climbing through the clouds a bit. You gotta find a specific apple, then you gotta find a specific cloud. And before you can do that, you gotta find Peach, and that's already pretty hard and challenging. I like the Over There music, but it's just pretty annoying. The Over There stair music, like I said, that's the only good thing. 30 is Chapter 4-1, Into Outer Space. This is pretty much like a 2D shooter where you just have to like go up and down and go pew pew with your lasers and squirps. It's still pretty boring now, nothing really of interest in this level. I do like Squirps, he's cute, but yeah, it's going through space, nothing interesting. 29 is Chapter 4-3, The Gates of Space. Alright, well, I do think that space is pretty interesting. That chapter is a bit boring, but this one's a bit better. You're still going through space again, but this time it's just a bit faster, it's a bit more fun, there's more interesting things and obstacles and such. 28 is Chapter 5-3, A Crag in the Dark. This level basically sees you just traveling all over, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to find the members of Flint Cragley, Cragley Ho, and you gotta find, all the different, like, members of, like, Cragvision, the show, the producers, the mic guy, the mic guy, the cameraman, you gotta bring them to Flint, and that's pretty much the entirety of the level. Number 27 is Chapter 6-2, The End of the World. This chapter sees the player, and what they're doing is they're going around, and of course, now, if you've played it before, you know that, like, Chapter 6 is, like, a pretty famous chapter in the game, because that's when, like, the whole Samur's Kingdom, like, the Samurai Kingdom, it all falls into ruin, all because of Mimi and Count Bleck, and all you do is fight Mimi in this level, and that's pretty much it. You walk around a little bit, but it's not really anything interesting. It's pretty creepy, but also pretty cool, but it's also kind of short, too. No, number 26 is Chapter 3-3, Up in a Tree. This level I've fallen off it many times climbing up the tree. That's pretty annoying. I really like Dementio. I love his scenes, I love his quotes, I love his battles. Nothing really of interest, though. Riding the wind at the end is pretty cool, though. Number 25 is Chapter 6-4, or, well, technically there isn't a 6-4, at least until after you beat the game, but I'm counting it like when Dementio sends Mario, Peach, and Bowser to the underwear, and you play as Mario, and you have to search for Loveby, and you also find Luigi. It's not a bad level, and it's actually better than the first real level of Super Paper Mario anyways. Number 24 is Chapter 7-4, A Bone-Chilling Tale. See, what happens in this level is you actually have to worry about a new foe, but it's actually based off of like kind of like Grease, and like this guy Bone-Chill, he's a bit like Satan. You're climbing these clouds, you gotta fight Bone-Chill. He's amazing music, but you can easily just kill him when you're playing as Luigi, and you have the super jump. He's still pretty fun though, I still enjoy him. But the actual chapter itself, I mean, you're just looking around for people when you're over there, so yeah, nothing really too special. 23 is oh yeah, but I have to mention, like, that story at the end with Loveby talking to her parents. It's kind of sad, but also really like it. It's a highlight of Chapter 7. 23 is Chapter 6-1, Samurai Showdown. The entirety of this chapter is you see Count Bleck, you fight Samurais, and that's pretty much it. Nothing else. 22 is Chapter 4-2, A Paper Emergency. The premise of this chapter is hilarious. You need to get Squirps into an outhouse, but there's this guy in there, and he says he doesn't have any toilet paper. You take an ancient scroll from, like, this old adventurer who probably thought it was very valuable, and you give it to him to use as toilet paper, and it turns out to be one of the Pixels, Philippe, who isn't really that useful, but still is there. And yeah, it's pretty funny, and I like the low gravity, and it's better than just swimming around in space and sitting around the planet. That's pretty cool. Chapter 21 is chapter 21 is chapter 1-2 with Foot in the Foothills. It's the second level in the game. It wasn't really going to be that interesting. All you're doing is just climbing up these hills, and then you talk to Old Man Watchet in the town, and you gotta find Boomer. Wait, no, you gotta find Thoru, the first pixel of the game. You gotta avoid some swamps, so nothing really too special. It's a cool chapter though, and it does a good job introducing like the different things you'll see in this game. Number 20 is chapter 1-3, The Sands of the Old. So in this level, you're pretty much just traveling across the desert, but then you get to fight Ochunks, and he's pretty silly, but yeah, he's kind of dumb, but he's also fun. And that's pretty much the entirety of this level. Next is number 19, chapter 7-2, The Sealed Doors 3. So in this level, like has you fight two bosses. You have to fight Bowser, and then you have to fight the Underchomp, who is like an Earthbound style battle, the only turn-based battle in the game, which is probably why I don't like it as much, but it's still pretty cool, and I enjoy it. I like the music too, and traveling up the tower, and you have to meet the three old ladies like Hagatha, like traveling like on the Underwear Road. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, and I like the door guys too, they're neat. 18 is chapter 5-1, Downtown of Crag. A lot of people think chapter 5 is annoying, and well, it can be. I still like it. I still like the part where like you're going around in like this caveman world. That's a pretty cool theme. I don't really like having to hitting blocks in a certain order and getting the code from Jasperoid, Kragnon. He is pretty cool though, brah. And they're also like these huge woolly moose, and they're like these huge woolly mammoths. They're pretty cool. Nothing really else that's too interesting now. 17 is chapter 2-2, Tricks, Treats, Traps. In this level, you'll find that Mimi is actually disguising herself here. She's disguising as like Mimikins, who like works as like a maid in Merle's mansion when you arrive there. And you actually have to look around in the rooms, try to find different things. But then, when she tries to crush you with a ceiling of spikes, luckily what you can do to avoid her is finding a key, and then you unlock like one of these huge like things called a Gnaw. And what it does is it chases Mimi around and then throws her out in the mansion. So, yeah, it's pretty silly. Number 16 is chapter 5-4, The Menace of King Crocus. This level actually has an environmental message, and that is, you should never throw dirty trash into a river, because then a bunch of flower guys will start kidnapping your caveman species, and that's just no good. You fight King Crocus here. He's actually a surprisingly difficult boss, I gotta say. His music is distorted and crazy, and there's a bunch of backstory, and I really like it that way. It's pretty interesting, since the rest of this level isn't really much interesting, so you're just avoiding more of like the mind hypnotized, brainwashed, Kragnon guys. Next is 15, chapter 3-2, Bloops Ahoy. This level has you fight a humongous blooper as Bowser, and created the whole Bowser's Arms memes when he foils some of them arm.